So a very interesting poll from, ironically, a very interesting place, from the Mail on Sunday. Second Brexit referendum has a 16-point lead as half of Britons back new vote, opinion poll shows. The survey also shows that Labour has an 8-point lead. So half of Britons want a public vote on the UK's final Brexit deal, with the UK once the government's negotiations are over, a new poll suggests. Of the over 1,000 people surveyed by the Survation poll, 497 or 50% said they would support holding a referendum asking the public if they would accept or reject the deal. A total of 343 or 34% said they were against the idea of a public vote, while 164, 16%, said they didn't know. Of the people who were in favour of the referendum of the UK's deal for exiting the EU, 271, that's 54%, had voted Remain in the 2016 Brexit vote, while 145 or 29% voted Leave. 74% did not vote. Just as I keep on saying, a large portion of this country didn't even vote in the last Brexit referendum. So there's a very, shall we say, a silent majority that I think are quite pushing for this. Of those against holding a deal vote, 78%, 23% had voted Remain, while 65% voted Leave. 35% or 10% did not vote. The polling analyst Mark Smithson said that results of the poll represented the first time any pollster has recorded the backing for a second Brexit referendum. The study conducted for the Mail on Sunday interviewed adults in the UK between the 30th of November and the 1st of December and had a focus on determining Brexit-related attitudes. It also saw Jeremy Corbyn extend Labour's lead over the Tories to 8 points, the largest gap in any poll for the past 5 months. The poll put Labour at 45%, with Theresa May's Conservatives trailing behind at 37%. Survation was the only company to accurately forecast June's general election results. We've seen such a lead for Labour in the Survation poll since late 2013, and the pollster's founder, Damien Lyons-Laveau, wrote on the company's website. An 8-point lead would put the Labour Party into an overall majority territory if such vote share totals were reflected at the ballot box. It comes as Mrs May faces growing pressure to reveal the true cost of the Brexit divorce bill. Senior Conservatives had said that they will with the bill likely to be between 40 billion and 50 billion, it is time for the Prime Minister to be fully transparent about how much Brexit will cost the UK. Of course, you'll remember last week we had the secret papers got released, but they were heavily edited, and now some members of particularly the hard right of the Conservative Party are now trying to propose a new vote, I don't know if they still are at the moment, to basically block the full release of these papers. According to Survation's poll, only 89 of those surveys, about 9%, said that they would strongly approve of the UK agreeing to pay 50 billion to the EU, while 334 or 36% surveyed said that they would strongly disapprove. The Prime Minister is expected to meet the European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker on Monday, which is today, to come to an agreement in principle on the withdrawal terms of Brexit, including the divorce bill. Mr Juncker said that the meeting will be an opportunity for the EU to see whether significant progress has been made on withdrawal issues, and we know they haven't because the Northern Ireland border is still up in the air on this. He is convinced that the Commission will be expected to suggest that the Member States of the European Union that the European Council that the talks on transition trade will move ahead. So, a very interesting poll there, and as I said, momentum is now shifting in favour of Remain. So, will there be a second referendum called? We don't know, but we're likely, the more and more stuff that comes out about how Brexit is, if the full papers get released, then that's even more ammunition for Remain. So, as far as I'm concerned, let's see what happens. You know, this clown car's still on it, it's still got rails and it's still got traction, and there is still time though to turn this car around. So, you know, interesting times, shall we say, in the UK.